Okay, let's sleep. I believe we are live now. We should be. Apparently there's a bunch of things. And my streamer bot broke as far as variables, which probably means all the commands are broken. I must have misread the patch notes. That's great. Let me check my Discord DMs real fast because I think Helix is helping me out with block palette stuff. So since the video has come out, I've actually played a good bit. That video was actually recorded like 3 weeks ago. So it's been a while. So I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to use like a blackstone and kind of sandstone kind of vibe for our builds. I will be working on some of this stuff. I've been doing some terraforming, a lot more terraforming. Why is there a random patch of sand here? It's not supposed to be there. I've been trying to kind of like make stuff look a bit more regular, you know? Smooth things out some. I literally just replaced that with more dirt. But yeah, so the game plan is shifting slightly. So we'll see how that goes. Why am I replacing my dirt with more dirt? That's sandstone. No, sand. Thank you. Okay. At some point, I think I'm gonna have to make a facility just to produce sand for me, though. We luckily still have access to the stuff at main base. Helix has already come by. He hooked us up with the nether roof too. So let me show you guys. This is the portal. Nice, big, extra large. So on the opposite side of the portal, we get very large area, but that is our old base area. So this is where the main hub is at. I think that one of my primary priorities for like all the external bits of what needs to happen is I'm going to work on building up our nether hub. I do know GF is talking about working on a train path through the nether. I do not know what that looks like at the moment, though. Let me go ahead and share this live stream, though. If you're watching, go ahead and share the live stream, because I'm doing that too, right now. We're sharing it with a couple people. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da. Oh, I need to connect to... I need to do a couple things, actually. So one is I need to set up... I have a thing now where if I go into this filter, I turn this on, it should start recording a video. Let me just double check that. Let's see here. 0831. Yeah, we're recording to the game area. That one does not include the chapter markers. I'm gonna have to educate myself on that. Let's go to here and go to there and then paste and enter. Let me see here. Anywhere else I want to toss? I don't know that there's anywhere else I want to toss the link off the top of my head. I could toss it onto Twitter. I could do that. I'll do that. There we go. Okay, I think we got all that up. Does look like we're connected to the stream. I also have like event feeds. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to educate myself on all this. Oh, that's the other thing is we're gonna also get some. Honestly, do I want to go get more netherrack? I might do that first, honestly, because I wanna smooth out this area, make it look nice, because that's gonna be like a big element for this base. is all that, because I'm gonna either set up a train to take us to the Netherside train station, or I'm going to set up like a minecart system to get us all the way to spawn really quickly. So let's, do I have netherrack is my first question. I have 3 pieces of netherrack that probably came from there. Let's see, if we don't have any, then I know what we're about to do. I did not have a plan for the stream, FYI. I just am like, you know what, I want to go live this week. We're gonna go live. So yeah, let's get this party started. Firework rockets, and let's go. Bum bada bum bada. Let's see here. And see, somehow, like, I have explored a good bit up towards this direction, which is nice. But, we're gonna go... Wait, what portal is this? Oh, moving too fast. Where does this lead to? I haven't seen this portal before, so now I'm, like, confuddled. Oh! Oh, this is the, creeper spawner. You know what? While I'm here... Gunpowder, 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 gunpowder. Gunpowder, 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 gunpowder. Just get a little bit. That's useful. Did not know that. I do actually need to go to GF's at some point and get, I need to get, like, my gear kitted out fully again, because at some point I had lost a bunch of stuff and all that. Also, somebody built a gold farm at some point. Or no, this is not gold. This is... Ew. Okay, it's a magma farm that produces the shroom lights. I may have to ask who owns this and then go get some. Also, there's a random magma cream. Honey. Is it more efficient to build those in the nether? Oh, there's the random smiley face. That used to be a portal at some point. Okay. So that's the roof portal, which means that, there we go, right down here. And see, we're actually like right by my base now. Hey, how's it going, Helix? Hope everything's going well. 2Z's way down. That's interesting. I didn't know that Z had his own thing. And then I think my stairway is right here, and this will take me. I just really need to get some netherrack, so we're gonna probably stop about here. Yeah, that'll work. Get some quartz while we're at it, eh? Gotta love efficiency when it comes to mining in the nether. It's like, yeah, I just click a button and the netherrack is gone. Insta mining is nice. I like it. Hello there, sir. I shall axe you to death. Shall I? Is this what you desire? You are allowed one thing and one thing only, and that is death. Death by axe. Yeah, see, right there is my portal. There's my second portal. There's the fortress. There's actually some really cool surprises. I'm gonna save those for my next video in the area around me, but like, dude, I found a nice spot. And it was by accident. I actually was kind of hoping to be on an actual island. Like that was the plan while recording the last video, was to find like a good medium-sized island that I can just like get working with and like kind of terraform the whole thing. And since then, that plan has completely changed. And I'm about to die. No, we're not. We're gonna eat a carrot. We are gonna munch on the carrots, and we're gonna block this up. And then Put a block there. There we go. I gotta be careful because this pick does not have mending at the moment. But I do have a pick with mending. I just gotta go get them merged. Probably need to go by GF's because he has like all the anvils and junk. Plus I need to restock my golden carrots too. While we're at it, that would probably not be the worst idea while we're over here. And I think I've got more than enough netherrack at this point too. So let's go get to work. Where is my, okay, I did get it. I did just get a at message. Where was I added? Oh, right here, okay. Okay, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. That's what we're doing. Okay. So I think we'll just, what? Wait. No, what? Who broke that? And why? You know what? I have a flint and steel on me. I'll just use this portal. Thank you. So this is my old base. We're back. So secret to all this was I just use a boatload of TNT. And I still have various containers that I'm going to use. I'm going to actually I'm going to set up something where I can transport lava between areas. Okay, let's go out to GF's zone and get started there. Oh, it is night though, so I probably want to sleep. Do I want to sleep there? Probably should. Is that a village? No, that's a random ore deposit. I will sleep because I don't want to cause GF's villagers to die. What the heck? Why are there like 1,000 dogs? What in the world? Like, what the heck? What? I am confuddled. That is all. Okay, he is like so seriously upgraded this. I am a little bit laggy over here too, which probably means that he's added more armor stands. Okay, he's like lit up a lot of space. Oh dude, he's added a lot to the area as far as armor stands. Okay, I need to get an anvil so that I can merge these two guys. Grindstones, where's my anvils? Where's the anvils? I know there's anvils over here. Just gotta find them. They were over by the blacksmith, I thought. They were in this area at one point. Do I need to go craft an anvil? Just to get this stuff rolling? There we go, this'll work. Never mind. Sort my inventory out. Okay, we're gonna go do some trades then. Let me go up here and steal some. We'll start with like 2 stacks of emeralds and then I'll just get a stack of iron because I know I can use the iron to get more emeralds pretty quickly. And we gotta get the XP needed to do this craft up. That is one thing I need to find a way. I know that Create has a way to like compress experience. It would be cool That's one of the things I think Mojang does need to add is the ability to save experience a bit better. What all items am I missing? I need a sword. That is one item I need. So let's go find, oh wait, these guys wouldn't do swords. These guys would. Okay. You have smite 2, that's okay. Sharpness 1, knockback 1. I don't like knockback. I might just buy one of these and then, ooh. Okay, I will, I don't want knockback though at all. Smite and looting, that would actually be nice. Smite though, smite is just, I think I'll just buy the cheapest one. 14, 27. Ooh. Where's my streamer? Where's my chat? There's my chat. Hello, Crazy Smile. How's it going? 18. Are they all 18? Okay, that one's 25. 24. That's an oof. Yeah, no, blue screening kind of sucks. Especially when you're like getting started doing stuff. It kind of knocks the wind out of you. Okay, so that thing works. I guess some of the stuff does not work as expected. Because the title didn't show up in the first message, which normally I'll post the video title. So it's probably just that they changed the internal variable name. I gotta go hunt it down. Okay, do I have, okay, I have all that. I have a sword now, which is nice. I just need to go get books. That's really what I need at this point. And because I need, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get these two merged so that I can go from there. Fire protection, fire aspect, curse of vanishing, fortune 2. What do I have right now? Is it fortune 3? Okay, it's fortune 3. Feather falling, that would be useful on my boots, but I don't need that. Let's see what all we got here. I'm gonna have to, oh wait, he has the name on these. I don't know why I'm not looking at that. Fortune, infinity, looting, what, I definitely want looting for that guy. Oh, I don't have any books, do I? I don't, so let's, I need XP anyways, so might as well. Okay. How many books y'all think I'm gonna get? I don't need that. Let's find a spot. 1, 2. Okay, let's see here. What's on my sword? Silk touch and... Okay, then we're breaking this by hand. Oh, that's right. These always drop 3. I don't know what I'm thinking. Like... Duh. So I think there's a way that I can set up the stream at some point where I can have like the last person or like the people that are watching on. I don't know though. I feel like some people wouldn't like that and thus they wouldn't actually like stay on the stream. Prot and mending, power, luck of the sea, pierce and aqua affinity. Mending, looting. Okay, I need looting. Quick charge, sweeping edge, looting 3. Okay. 1 looting 3 book for that guy. Hold up, you're supposed to give me XP, weren't you? Oh no. No. Okay. We're gonna have to be really fast about this. Okay. You didn't see anything. Nobody tell GF that I made a mistake, right? Okay, sharpness. Definitely want some sharpness. Okay, so those two will help with that. And I definitely want sweeping edge too. I do not have the emeralds necessary. Awesome. Let's go find the guy that does that. You didn't see anything. It's not like there's a clip feature or anything on YouTube. Honestly, I don't know how useful the clips are, because like I have a number of streams with them on there, but yeah, no, I mean, quite literally, he has a giant iron farm right above me. That's one of the things I think we made a really good decision with, which is we just have one mega iron farm and that we all, yeah, I know that's a weird thing that YouTube does, but it's one of those like, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan that they're kind of like, because I agree, their ad system is broken, but I think the only option at this point is to, I think that the decision making on that, where I land is the person like serving the ads cannot also be selling the advertisements, if that makes sense. Because I feel like that causes problems. But the thing is, no matter what, you know, if it's an ad supported platform, ad block eventually will become a problem for them. I really think what YouTube should do is they should lean in more heavily to membership stuff to make money and YouTube Premium. Like for example, a good example might be, hey, if you have YouTube Premium, instead of making 1-minute clips, you can make 5-minute clips. That would honestly, that would be a nice feature. Like, I don't make clips often, but if I were, the ability to like take and make a 5-minute clip would be nice. Right? If you had YouTube Premium, or like YouTube Premium gave you a free like membership to one channel or something, you could like do that to get like a free tier 1 membership or something, or like a membership that costs. Because I know YouTube also lets you customize the cost, which like for me, why does he have like 100 of those? That's weird. What are these books? I didn't know I had books in here. Silk Touch. I have 2 Silk Touch books for some reason. Do I need more Silk Touch? Not really. I am insane. Let's throw that in there. Let's throw that in there. This is the chest of I forget that it works. Reinstalling drivers. Oh yeah. No, usually I've found, this is one of the things I'm starting to get annoyed with NVIDIA. I think next computer I build, I'm going full AMD. As much as I like CUDA and stuff, like, I don't do a ton with AI, and truthfully, it's like once I have one machine, and really AMD is starting to catch up. Actually, I know this from work. Like they got some pretty cool things going on behind the scenes, though it's also like industrial stuff too. So it's not stuff that we could go put in our regular machines. You know, the farmer villager in the right small that sells only one. Seriously, he has a saturation suspicious too? That's interesting. So how you, I don't feel like that's too useful though. You lied to me. Oh. Have a bowl. That's cool. GF just, it's the most. Yeah, well, that's the thing is like it's power to cost, but it's also like downtime. Like every now and again, and it's the same process. Like I know what the problem is, but it's just this driver that this card I have, which personally like is NVIDIA worth it? Because the other side is like I want to move to Linux, and like 90% of my stuff is already array for Linux. Truthfully, it's just I don't want the downtime, and I don't want to risk like breaking everything. So I think I'm kind of at the point where, you know, in 2 to 3 years when I do like actually invest in a new serious machine, you know, like a machine that I'm actually going to be doing big stuff on, I'm probably going to do that. I don't have to worry as much. I think DaVinci Resolve also works well on AMD. I'll have to check that. That's the only thing that I know. Luckily I have Pro, which is good because they have their own weird custom driver junk that breaks everything, because of course they do. Let's see here. What do I need to do? I need to get up to 17 XP to merge both of these. Plus, I have looting, sharpness, and sweeping edge to put on my sword. I know there's like a secret process. It's not secret. There's a process to heavily upgrading stuff, but okay, yeah. Maxing out the saturation level would help sometimes, though I'm not, like, I don't know how often I would need it, though. Do I want to build a bow? I don't really care about bows right now. Also, if you can sprint, the saturation stew fills up your hunger, too. Interesting. Respiration, sharpness. I already have sharpness. Sweeping edge, I already have that. Thorns, I could get some thorns. I could go for some of that. I don't have the emeralds for that. I need to go get more iron. Let me just, up and away! Oops. Sweet. Okay, we can go set up our pickaxe to get fixed up. Let's go, ow, to the anvils and do that. Okay, that and that. And then I want to go ahead and combine some of these books. Okay. Need more experience to get this thing working. Do 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 baby shark do 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 do. But yeah, I will say, so this last week, this coming week, we have like a big thing at work, so I had to work like 10 hours overtime, and holy cow, does like this, your sanity just drop as it gets late in the day. Like, we were just working till, I don't think I left the office till like 11 o'clock one night, prepping for this. It was nuts. They should remove too expensive. They should remove what? Sadly, though, at my job, we're only compensated. Well, I shouldn't say sadly, because I'm salaried. So technically speaking, they don't have to pay me for overtime, but they do at least pay me. Hey, Bear, how's it going? Oh, the too expensive thing. Yes, I agree. I think that the whole enchanting system for Minecraft needs a serious, like, and honestly, even like the XP, how all that's used, needs a good once over. Like, that's something that I hope, I think it's something that there's no good one good solution. So I kind of think like it's like the redstone experiment, right? Like, hey, there's a need for good changes to redstone. Hey, there's a need for good changes to minecarts, but we don't know the right answer. So we're just gonna make these experimental snapshots and try things till and throw stuff at the wall till it sticks. I was watching a video where someone had enabled dev tools that are in Minecraft, and they have like a thing that'll show at all of the block updates, and yeah, like I can see why as a developer I would look at, you know, using that tool. I would be like, yeah, we need to reduce the number of updates from redstone dust. But yeah, I'm doing quite well, Bear. And also, thank you for joining in. I know I've been trying to tune into your stuff with VanillaCraft a little bit. Sadly, I'm always at work during that time, and it's hard to like tune in and really chat during a live stream because half the time I'm getting interrupted, like every 2 seconds. But yeah, it seems like you are enjoying, are having a interesting time, especially with chickens. The chicken video was interesting there. Okay, what am I doing? Yeah, no, I mean, the other thing is like, it's like the issue with this server for you too is like, oh yeah, you're like on the complete other side of the world. It makes life hard. Let's see, I have an axe, I have a shovel. I don't really, do I want to go get a second shovel? What is this guy? Okay, that's efficiency on breaking, which I know we have one of those somewhere in here. Oh yeah, I had another idea for chickens, but it involves cake this time. Oh my gosh, cake. I am now interested. I'm guessing that one you mentioned. I think you put out sometime that you're having a new video coming out soon, so I'll have to tune in to that one. But yeah, yeah, there's been so much going on, but yeah, like I think the enchanting system, it needs its own set of experimental snapshots, because I think there's some level where there's just stuff for how the game works today that's so different, that words, English. What's the words? I don't remember. Okay, we're good. I'm just not gonna try that. But I definitely think they could spend the time to make enchanting worthwhile. I think the other side too is like, for example, this enchantment, like, why is renaming cost enchanting levels? You know, it's like naming stuff and enchanting stuff is the same thing in Minecraft right now. And I also agree with the kind of like rarity argument as well. And so it's kind of, I don't know, there's got to be some happy medium. Agreed. And I think that, you know, I'm a person who I believe from the developer side that buffing is almost always better than nerfing, simply because by buffing in the right way you make two analogous systems, and I feel like maybe it's like, because it really feels like the books and the enchanting table are two completely separate systems. And maybe it's that it's like enchanting should be one system. It should be unified, right? It should be congruent all the way through. I'm not too sure how I feel about that one. I kind of get it, but I also am like, why? Speaking of chickens, Bear, stay tuned. Where am I going? Why am I thought I was going through the roof to the roof portal. I don't know what I was thinking. Thank you. I didn't want to jump into the portal 4 times. That is precisely the opposite of what I want. I could agree with that. I think there's some stuff where, I mean, truthfully, let's be real. The end update is also a need at this point. There's like 3 or 4 major updates I think Mojang could add that would just dramatically shift the game. I also think that they need to take more advantage of the experimental snapshots, but I also think they should separate out when the experimental snapshots come out, because what's happening, I'm seeing in the Minecraft community, is everyone treats an experimental snapshot as definitive. That would be interesting, because what you would have to do is you'd have to set up a villager breeder up on the nether roof. One of the things I like about them pulling in Nimbomb is that Nimbomb is like an expert farm creator, which means that a lot of it means that for him, like, the expertise with all of that, I think will allow them to see the potential for Minecraft for larger farms that they were not otherwise able to consider internal to the team, so that they're not having to go publish this wild idea of how a thing could work, and then having to walk it back or something, right? Because, oh, that's too powerful, or, oh, that's gonna like completely ruin way too much for it to be worth it. Like, yeah. Do I seriously not have an end portal? What does it take to make a ender chest? Let's see here. Obsidian and an eye. I have gunpowder, but do I have the stuff to make an eye of ender? Might not, which sucks, because I put all that in an ender chest, and that means that I currently do not have what I need. I have 2 obsidian. Why don't I have an ender chest? I have an ender chest at the old base. We'll go there and steal that ender chest, because I do have, isn't this silk touch? Yeah, this is silk touch. I thought they had tried that at some point. I mean, that's one of those things I'm not 100% sure why on there. I know they have some stuff that does like CUDA, and they have, like, on the industrial side, they have some server cards that are really, really, really good for AI compute. Like, NVIDIA is technically better at some level, but they still but AMD does have some stuff where, especially if you're trying to work, because NVIDIA sucks for embedded, but man, does that work. Man, does it work for, but man, does AMD work for embedded systems. Farmers for Quartus fruit. I feel like overall the concept of like elytra and these drops where you have a insanely limited number in the world, that is something that Mojang do need to, like, because you have these large servers or whatever, and what happens is they run out of things like elytra very early on. I am realizing how badly I made this. Like, I really should have spent more time on the actual destruction side. Okay, we're stealing this. Come on. Do 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 do. It's the man. Yeah, that's the thing. I think so. This is something that I think it was Darkfire had mentioned, is that trims should somehow have an effect on preventing things from getting destroyed. But yeah, like in stone, the different end bricks, because that's the thing. Everything in the end, except for I think what chorus fruit and purpur, are non-farmable. Oh, I need to use a pickaxe with silk touch. Okay, let me see if I have. I know I have silk touch books. I have another pickaxe here. That one has mending though. I should have just lit a TNT in this room, because this is where, like, I still have so much cobbled deep slate that I have not used. There's a reason I have put so much cobbled deep slate down. I was just trying to get rid of some. I have silk touch books, so worst case is if I have diamonds, or would an iron axe work? I'm pretty sure an iron axe would work. Let me just get two of these guys. Here we go, and make this guy, do that. I don't have an anvil. I'm gonna have to go to GF's either way. Oh, I know. Yeah, no. It is crazy when you think, like, how should I destroy this? And I'm like, man, I wish we installed the, like, more TNT mod solely so I could bring the nuke block back in. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think Mojang needs to consider, like, what's the scale for a server's lifetime in their perspective. And the thing is, they've openly said they want servers to last a really long time. Oh, somebody's building that up. And if that's the case, then I think they need to consider those. Oh, I know. Yeah, with vanilla. I mean, that one was actually mostly vanilla. Most of how I'm playing is like 90-ish% vanilla, and then a little bit of create to help with the farms. Like the big create thing I've done is the infinite lava source, because I don't want to have to deal with collecting lava. And honestly, I think it was really just for the challenge. I just like the idea of an artificial sun. Which is why I mentioned Doc Ock in the title of the previous video. I do have a dripstone system as well. That's how probably a quarter of that lava was collected, and then I got lazy and decided that I don't want to deal with it. Are these guys tools, or are they're pants? Okay, they're close. Let's go find a pickaxe. Do. Do these guys not sell pickaxes? No, they only do the sharpening stuff. It's other guys that do the pickaxes. Why are the tools in 3 separate types of villagers? Axe? Pickaxe. There we go. We'll just take this then, because I don't think you have a single silk touch one. Oh, never mind. I'll buy that then. Yeah, NVIDIA. I think that I think that dripstone is a good mechanic. The dripstone for lava is a good mechanic for vanilla. And I think it works well enough. That being said, I would like maybe higher speeds for it or something. Doesn't he have a nether portal somewhere? I know he has a nether portal, and I think it's connected to the roof, but I cannot remember where. And I think GF mentioned that he's gonna convert this station to a nether warp, actually. So that station, because it's not being used for anything, and nobody's building up there, so he's going to work it into some kind of nether station. Wait, there's one in the trading center? Oh wait, I need to go to my base anyways, because I was gonna, that's where the... I must be missing something. There's a large nether portal over here. What indeed? I should just steal a bunch of sand. Oh man, we can make this so much more efficient. I will leave it to whoever's this is. Though I do like this little system here. That's kind of cool. What am I doing with my life? Losing my mind. That's precisely what we're doing. I need to go to my base because I need to pick up the whatchamacallit. The ender chest. Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is the crazy part that people don't see is that like Mojang is moving the game to being fully data driven. Like a lot of the stuff that some of the mods help support, or mod loaders, I'm sorry, because they do add a lot of like assistance stuff to make adding things like blocks easier, but because of just reviewing Mojang's code, because their code is nasty. But if they could make it to where like most of the regular placeable blocks are data driven and the biome generation is data driven, then there's some point at which, you know, it's like, oh, we want to add new biome X. It is literally them coming in, modding, mocking up a design for it, and then spending the time to make that dimension really good. And then it's like, oh, hey, we want to add it's like, then it's like in an update when they make a new biome or something, what I would do is I would target like, hey, is there a new way we can add like a new generation features? Yeah, that's the thing. Like shaders are, it doesn't shock me. I 100% believe that by, we'll say 2030, essentially like Optifine, Sodium, things like that are going to be built in. No, my favorite feature that's coming to Minecraft in the near future is server pausing. Because I host servers, I have 3 up right now that people can log into. And of those 3, one of them is on the snapshot, and that one in particular, it pauses as soon as nobody's on it. It stops, and it uses almost no CPU. I think it uses a very, very tiny amount of memory. But it's like, I could then host like 5 different servers, because in general, for the groups I host the group I host this for, there's not a lot, like nobody's on 24/7, right? I don't have a 24/7 period where people are always active. And I can host with what I'm paying for 2 servers. So that means that effectively I could probably actually have like 6 servers up or something. And then people can pop onto whatever they want instead of having to come ask me, oh, hey, can you turn on the snapshot server? Yes, I can. Let me go do that or whatever. Or they have to go ask one of the people that helps me, like Helix. And of course you have mods like Essential 2 that are kind of helping with the server load. It's going to be interesting because at some level, them integrating server hosting into Java would be not shocking. Okay, you know what? We'll put this up here. I do need to make a new frame for this guy as well, but I think I'm gonna change it up from the traditional kind of stone look. Okay, let's get all this junk. Also, let's go put up the other stuff we have that we picked up along the way. I have an inventory problem. I don't like sorting my inventory. That's why, like, even if I'm doing a vanilla playthrough, sorting mods are on. Just, I don't care. I do not have time to sort my inventory. That's the thing too, is Mojang does need to work on the inventory problems. No. No. Bad. Thank you for the gold. I am totally not going to regret that one day. If you share your IP and turn on port forwarding, or you can connect. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. For some reason, the company that my Wi-Fi goes through, their port forwarding must be jacked up, because it does not want to work for me. I have, and mine, like I've even gone through their guides and their guide and stuff, and it doesn't work. And I think it's like they have some kind of protection on those ports that I just had to go hunt down and turn off. But yeah, okay, let's smooth this out. How do I want this to look? Do I want to just make it a diamond? I might just make it a diamond. That's probably what we're gonna do. Where's my center block? Because I did have to move this a little bit. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shave all of this away. Ah! I'm just gonna get rid of the rest of the frame, honestly. And I'll probably move that. Yeah, that's the thing that I probably want to invest in for long term is I need to get some of the hardware I do have set up to host Minecraft servers and stuff, and just swap what I'm paying for a Linode for to just a proxy, because a proxy I can like seriously drop the requirements and stuff for, because it's not actually hosting the game. And then I can also set it up where like I'm maybe using like a Kubernetes cluster or something to host multiple servers or something. Ooh, you know what? Let's start. There is apparently a alternative to replay mod that came out. Has any Bear? Have you ever done replay mod? I don't know that I've ever seen you use replay mod. But have you seen that guy? Seems interesting, but I'm not too sure where I sit with it. It's definitely I think it'll be better at some things. Yeah, no, I have a couple old laptops. I have a desktop that I want to be using for server stuff. I just need to find the time to do these things, but I will. But the thing is it's like I never have the, like right now. For example, I have 2 hours right today. That's true. Yeah, no. Well, you can make it work. That being said, you almost always have to compromise somewhere. Even for what we have, I would like to. For example, my render distance is actually limited not by my settings, I believe, because I think what is my I thought I had. That's weird. I thought I had added that. Render distance. Let me just like bump that to 16 chunks. Yeah, so like my render distance is capped by the server, not by me. That's valid. I like replay mod. But yeah, well, that's the other annoying part, is because I'm a content creator, and so I kind of have to make some assumptions of like, I need to have things like DDoS protection in mind, because sadly, there are stupid people. I really actually need to have a nice long chat, which luckily I actually, thanks to an event at my church, have some contacts at the police department now. I need to have a conversation with them and be like, hey, I'm a content creator. What like do y'all do when it comes to like swatting and stuff as a problem? Because like we all know it's a problem with social media right now because people are stupid. Okay. So it seems that is my middle block. Okay. So I think we'll have that as kind of like my baseline, and then we'll go from there. So I'm not hugely interested in making time lapses, partially due to me being epileptic, and I'm yeah, that's true. No, that's the thing. Like after you had mentioned the, because I know there was like one video where I had done really terrible with the time lapse. Because I personally enjoy time lapses, but I do agree that just doing it in an editor, like at least from my experiences using it, is not great. I don't know that I want this to go out this far. I think what we'll do is we're going to start here. Okay, I want this to be like a nice little diamond out to the edges on both sides. Then we'll go from there. Where's my silk touch? There we go. Yeah, that's the thing, is like you, as a content, when it comes to streaming, you have some level where you have to be considering those things. I'm not going to say that you should be in fear. That's one thing that I need to work on personally. Is like I am an overly fearful person, right? I put way too much credence to things that will like the probability of me being swatted today, because I do believe swatting is going down. It's not as consistent. It is still a problem, mind you, but it is not like there aren't headlines at, well, mind that headlines aren't always, useful, but, well, yeah. That's the other thing too, is you have to kind of acknowledge that there are certain games, certain communities, like I could see, not so much Helldivers. Helldivers is actually surprisingly wholesome as far as community, not necessarily the company behind it, but, well, actually, no, the company directly behind it is, but Sony, the company publishing it, yeah, Brain Cell, go boom, boom, vroom, vroom. Okay. Boom, doo, doo, boom, doo, doo. I'm not destroying that because I am lazy. Okay, so we have my giant portal. I need to get stuff to end cap. We have a little diamond here. How does this look on the map? Let's turn it to topographical. That looks kind of cool. Okay. So do we just like go pyramidally down? Is that what we want to do? Let's try that. We'll go from there, but guess we're just destroying the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think overall the issue with the Minecraft community, the biggest issue with the Minecraft community, is I think that there is a level of, like, as a games community tends to get older, I think that because, again, the average person in the community becomes more mature, which mine, like, there are some games where that just doesn't happen, right? I'm certain, for some reason, Magic the Gathering is coming to mind, which I know sounds terrible, though I know some really, really good people who play Magic. But there are just some but I think the problem with Minecraft is it steers younger, a little bit more now, or at least the people who are like vocal online about playing Minecraft. Do I like this? There's been a few toxic creators. League of Legends. A few toxic, and they leave the platform, but their audiences don't. And yeah, that's the thing. The other side is that I will note that like swatting and doxing, as of late, has become like people are starting to acknowledge, hey, this isn't kosher. Like, no, if you dox somebody, you should be like removed from the internet. Is kind of how people are behaving now, which I think, like I'm not a person who thinks that you should like nuke people off the internet all the time. You should give people the chance to repent. But doxing is one of those things where it just puts someone in so much danger. You really can't be excused, and I would say no. There's several other things, of course, but that is true. The Nether would not be as symmetrical. That is a valid point there, Bear. Yeah. Do I make this be like a more official thing, or okay? So here's what we're gonna do. I think we'll kind of put out like a symmetrical shape, and then we'll kind of like add some wildlings, like some sprawlings, because most of the rest of the base, like I've done. If y'all watch the video, y'all will notice like I've done a pretty moderate amount of terraforming. Actually, honestly, it doesn't look like I've done a ton, but I have. Let me just show y'all. So like over here, the only like real hint is this spot right here, which is still terrible, and I need to go clean. It looks like a chunk error happened there, honestly. But I've done a pretty large amount of terraforming over here, and I still got a lot that I want to do. The long-term goal is, now I don't think GF is bringing the train station up to this portal. I think he's gonna move it to another location. There are a couple things though, is I'm gonna make this like a city area that maybe he can bring a train station to, because right here I'm gonna have some stuff, and then but over here I don't know too much about. Testing some chickens, awesome. And then the other thing is that we have this, and y'all will see it in the next video, but I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek. This is like a ridiculously good spot. This gives me like the Isengard factory, the Isengard scene from Lord of the Rings, where like you're going down the pit, the Uruk pit. And so we have that, and then I have all of this stuff. And then of course I want to add, I want to frame this in. This is going to be like a centerpiece, different larger structures over here and over here. This will be kind of more on my industrial side, and this will be where I'm building. And I still want to go for the goal where like most of my builds, like I have a utility for the build, but then I kind of put something around it to prevent the problem. So yeah. Okay, so I think 2 blocks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we trim right there, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that should give me the stuff to work with. Oh, hey, Helix, how's it going? Welcome back. Yeah, he actually did help a lot, because he, I did not join the chat, the live chat thing. You in there? Okay. But much has happened on the server. Okay. Yeah, but I've done a moderate amount of terraforming up in here. I think Helix was up here. I'm still gonna clean up more. Like, there's so much that I want to clean up and tidy up here. All I did was help you with the portal. That's true. Yeah, because I needed someone from the other side, because I did actually, I had 4 firework rockets. So I had enough to go back to my old base and get more firework rockets once somebody connected the portal. But yeah, I have a fishing rod on me. If you want to get, I know I have one thing of the sea, the shell thing that's used to make the air breathable underwater thing, brain cell conduit. Yeah, it's right here. If you wanted to use that. Hey, there we go. That still works. We haven't had that command in a while. I need to figure out how I really want to do those. Honestly, one of the things I've been heavily debating, because now there is the ability to multi-stream much better in OBS thanks to a couple plugins that people have made. I am genuinely thinking I'm going to start multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube, solely because YouTube interactability is awful, and I kind of am thinking of trying to make my stream a bit more interactive outside of the command. Like, I can't even have a thing that shows the list of commands in YouTube. Like I've tried to put it in the description, but it's really not that useful, and most people wouldn't read it to begin with, so it's kind of a And honestly, if I'm gonna do that, I would need something to automate making the description or something. Oh yeah, more and more people are multi-streaming by the day. At some point, what I would see is, because truthfully, like if these websites were to team up or were to like set up like a back-end protocol for streaming so that you could just stream, like post your stream out and then like have some kind of public key, private key thing where they can just latch onto your stream or something, that would be cool. GitHub page, that's true. I could do that. I have a public vault already. And that would at least host it. Another thing I thought about is, because I could automate it with StreamerBot, now that I'm thinking about it, because that's where all those go through. Kind of like podcasts do, yeah, because they use RSS feeds. You just need something that does, and really RTMP already does that, and I believe Twitch does the same thing. So it's kind of like you just add in, like maybe you give Twitch and all of them like your public key, and then the stream has a private key that encrypts it or something, and then they can connect, and then they're receiving your data. That way, like, you're not streaming to the wrong page or something. Or there's got to be a way to set it up, right? Where you can say, like, hey, this is my channel, this is where I'm authorized, and, like, then you're just sending out one stream, right? And instead of it having to go to some service to cast it to all these different places, it just goes to the different places. And then what happens is then YouTube, Twitch, and all of that would just be competing on essentially the quality of the actual service. Okay. So, wrong button. So this is the current build. There is some mistakes somewhere though, like that. Let me see here. Hey, no. Okay, there's something wrong back over here. What in the world? Oh, that's a grid point. Never mind. Okay, so those are just different grid points. Okay, so now what I think we'll do is we'll kind of muddy this up a bit and go from there maybe. Can you use your integrated graphics to encode the video while using your main GPU to game? I use the GPU to encode so the thing is using the internal graphics card to do encoding would suck. 'Cause I did have that, I did try it like at one point, I think, but it sucks. I would not suggest it one bit. I know I have obsidian somewhere. I need one piece of obsidian. That's all I need right now. And so it's better for me to do it the other way around, where I would use the internal graphics card to game on and then have the GPU to encode the stream, because in general, the encoding I want to be as fast as humanly possible. Like on OBS, let me just look at my stats. No, that's my transitions. Where's my statistics? Let's see here. See, like it barely is even using any of my CPU. Where's my statistics? View docs. Here we go. Reset docs, full height docs, stats. I don't know why stats wasn't there. But I've missed for this whole stream about 59 frames for the entire stream, and there's about 2 million frames in this stream due to encoding. If I swap that around, it would be, yeah. 2 computers. That's really what I need to do, is I need to have a machine that all it does is encoding, and I have another one that all it does is to play the game, and then I route it via a capture card, which really all I need is one more computer. And then what I would do is I would have like a set of Stream Decks that controls maybe the gaming one, and I have like gaming specific shortcuts, and then the other one, which probably actually that's what I should do, because then I can have my daily driver be a Linux machine, and then my streaming machine can be a Windows machine, so that it has some of the tools and different things, and that maybe has a really, really good, 4090 or whatever is a for. I'm going to bed. Yeah, I think that, I don't know, like, when it comes down to it, like, what does Minecraft, and that's the thing too, is like, is AMD, where the, and for all this. And like, for example, because I think DaVinci Resolve has some performance problems when it comes to NVIDIA. I would have to check what DaVinci Resolve and AMD, how DaVinci Resolve performs on AMD, honestly. Okay, so we're gonna go there, and then I'm gonna go over to this side, just add some stuff. ATI. Yeah, no, I mean, this is one of the things that I think, in all truth, when it comes to graphics cards and really like all of the internal components, I think what we're gonna see is they'll be kind of swapping spots every 5 to 10 years on average. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they kind of have already done that a few times in the past, but the one thing that interests me more when it comes to computing is the rise of RISC-V, which like inevitably is going to happen too. Because for example, I've been talking internally with, for the company I work for, we use a couple tools internally. So one of them is TeamTrack and the other one is GitLab. So TeamTrack, or not TeamTrack, what is it? No, it's TeamTrack. It's a build tool, right? So like if I have my software, right, I have my widget, and when I put it up on the GitLab, it'll pull that code down and build it. I would agree, at least right now, but I'll return to that. But one of the things that GitLab already has is their runners, and the runners are just Docker images that any project could spin up as needed to kind of build all their stuff individually. And we can have some generic ones. And the thing is we're already paying for GitLab, right? We're already paying for the tool. So there is zero reason for us to be paying for two tools. And so it's like, my statement is essentially, it's like, look, there is a downward pressure. There is a pressure for us to kind of migrate to the runners. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I think the same can go for RISC-V to some degree. Like I think mine, that I don't know that it'll be forever, but it does open the door for one day there to be a much larger push towards everybody kind of settling on this one thing. That's the thing about FOSS, I believe, is that, like its power is that it kind of creates this continual pressure to do the right thing. And yes, it takes a really long time to be successful, but when it does succeed, it succeeds well. Okay, I feel like that's kind of reasonable. I don't like overly unsymmetrical things, but I would rather... Like, I kind of want this area cleared. Nice. Wait, is that? No, okay, it's not. Sorry. Oh yes, no, oh yeah, no. The Windows recall thing, that's why I'm really thinking about moving to Linux, is solely that, because I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything on this machine that may or may not have sensitive data related to it. Like, I'm sorry, why are you doing this? And I think, like, as much as I think legitimately internally someone was like, this is a good idea, because I don't, don't commit to malice what can be confirmed by stupidity or whatever. And it's like, yeah, no, it was somebody being dumb, right? Like, it was somebody like, this is really smart, and then they say it out loud, and now everybody's like, are you stupid? And there is probably some level of, we want to make money, but it's just, we're here for the money, and that's going to be a problem. But I think what we'll see is, as time goes on, the US will get something kind of like GDPR, which will basically upend the entire internet. Once the US has something like GDPR, entire internet, how it works today, will be non-viable. Oh, I mean, that's the thing, is them saying it's all stored in the machine is a very temporary solution. Especially if they're storing screenshots, because unless they're doing low res screenshots or something, which would be dumb, or would be less effective. Let's see here. Okay. I want to try, I'm going to make some sandstone slabs, because I want to try some. I think that, yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Yes, yeah. So hackers will most definitely try to get in, and will most definitely take advantage of how recall works. And what you'll see is Minecraft will be holding the bag, or not Minecraft. Microsoft will be holding the bag at the end of the day for it, and the feature will die. Honestly, the AI craze is dying quite, I think will die quite rapidly here in the near future, because there is a maximum limit of what AI can do, and when people find that, it'll just integrate into our daily lives very, very steadily. Oh yeah, no. AI on your personal machine, unless you are hosting it yourself and you are running the code yourself and you have all of the data yourself, it's not there's no such thing as free. Yeah, no. Even the smart home stuff is just, that's the crazy part. Is it seems like we're kind of merging to this point where security is, I think that the next major problem in computing is going to be security, because we've kind of off-put it for so long. Because we had, before AI, it was Internet of Things, I believe. So smart homes, things like that. Before that, I believe it was another short burst of AI. And then there was something before that too. But it's all of these things, we made a bunch of junk, and we didn't think about security, we didn't think about safety, we didn't think about some very large things that I think are going to cause some giant problems. Yeah, big data, that's right, big data was another one. And those are things that we need to realize, hey, they're all of these things, I think, have the buzzword, the buzzwords that we've had in the last 5 to 10 years. For these companies, what I think will happen is that security will be the next one, because the U.S. just had a data breach where probably everybody's social security number is gone, which the social security number is basically your real ID in the U.S., which is really terrible, and it's a system that needs to be fixed if we're going to actually use that. Yeah, I'm liking it. I think I like. Ow. Let me get to the water, because otherwise I will die. I do not want to die. AI and ML are very much interchangeable. In general, they're basically similar buzzwords. There is some difference between the two, but that's the problem too with buzzwords, is that over time they just straight up lose their meaning anyways. I think I'll need a wood type to complement this. Or not, maybe not wood. Maybe I need to find like a, let's see what walls we have. Ooh, crimsonite. How do I make crimsonite? Is there an easy way to get crimsonite? Oh, no, I need cut crimson. Okay, and that makes stairs and crimsonite. Oh, no. Crimsonite. Where is CRIMS? Okay, here we go. Where is the raw crimsonite? Or whatever. Cut crimsonite, crimsonite stair slab, polished crimsonite. Here we go. Oh, that's the uses. That's how you make it. Okay. Crimsonite. How does one get crimsonite? Oh, you can only find it. Okay, never mind. Well, the thing is AI, ML, again, like they're quite, as a matter of fact, in my kind of world, right, which mind you, some of it is most definitely marketing, but in general, we just say AI, ML. Like, we just say that. That's our phrase. Or cognitive VW, right? Which I feel is more egregious because it does not really mean much. But I think AI as a term anyways is going to stop being used. Yeah, so I just wanted to validate what I was thinking. ML is a subset of AI. So all ML is AI, all AI, but not all AI is ML. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. I was listening to a video today that about like how encoding works, especially for transformer models, because I'm very interested in those. That's what ChatGPT is, and various other things. It's actually used in a lot more spaces than you would think. But how they how those model how you can like encode things, and because they use like vector spaces and stuff, how it can encode information in a way where it like varies. I have some crimsonite near me if that helps. I don't know that I want crimsonite. Why did you go into spectator mode? I don't know that you meant to do that. Okay, this looks good. I definitely will add like some paths and stuff, connecting it to both. Actually, no, I was planning to connect it to here. which means that I can come off like here, which actually means that some of our like randomness will work well because I can connect it there. Let's get some deep slate. But yeah, how you can, so they basically like, the information is encoded in like a vector space essentially. And you might have like two topics that are 90 degrees from each other in general, and like that's how it's supposed to be encoded. But what they did was they made it allow for some variance to where it's between 89 and 91, and it like as it gets bigger, the more data it can store essentially, which results in essentially as these models get bigger, for each bit of data you add, the more efficient it gets, because the scaling of those embeddings allow you to store more and more information the larger you get, which is interesting. Like it's kind of like this weird superposition related to like how, like for example, the example they use was like, how does Michael Jordan relate to basketball? It's like, well, how does, for the AI, what do they see? They see the word Michael, the word Jordan, and the word basketball, and somehow those got all together. Oh, yeah, no. Well, that's the thing is most projects that we work on in like, especially in our small area, like I want to work on a MNIST thing that it's like a creative just visualization. Out of all the things with AI, and I know this sounds weird, but I actually prefer the data visualization side out of anything. Like I just like to visualize the data. I like pictures. But how all this works is just it's incredible to me. I enjoy it. Okay, I need to punch that out. But most of our data is honestly quite simple on a day-to-day basis. And really, the more you learn, the more simple these things kind of appear. Truthfully, that's a bias of kind of like human mentality, right? It's like, oh yeah, it's not hard to write code, but it's like you've actually had like time spent doing it. And so it's like, when you just start, it's like, this is crazy. It's impossible. You can't write. There's no way to write good code or whatever, blah, 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 whatever the statement is on there that you want to make. And it's like, well, actually, no, it's quite simple. But 5 to 10 years of experience also helps. That works. I know that this is not realistic, but I need my nice diagonals for my sanity. And I know there's spots I can steal some stuff from, like right here. I am pretty sure when I was actually working on all this, I added a lot of this sand too, which is the more interesting bit. There we go. That looks nice. Let's go and just punch that one out. Hello, leads. We're going to punch that off. Punch that in, and then we'll trim the corners. I think we'll punch that one out until we meet a nice little 45 degree there. There we go. Nice and smooth. But yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool little things we could do with this place. Again, like the goal is to make a larger like city structure, which we actually have done far more than I thought we would be able to do today. But I have enjoyed this. It's been fun. Yeah, well, there are ways to still visualize it. The thing is that you have to kind of, this is one of the things that I've learned with data visualization, because we're actually dealing with this at work right now, is like you have to actually look at the data and figure out what data you need, and that is 90% of the problem. And I know that sounds crazy, but oftentimes, once you kind of have a general idea of what the data looks like, it's much easier to visualize it, but you don't know, sometimes you don't even know what data you need to pull out of a thing to be able to figure out how to visualize that data. And that becomes your problem, right? Because like we're trying to track different events. It's like, well, what events are actually important enough to even bother visualizing, right? I think that if you want to use diagonals for the landscaping, you should make No, I am not that good of a builder. I can make very, very small things diagonal. I could not make a whole building diagonal. I can maybe try one, but I don't think I can do multiple. Plus, again, like most of these buildings are going to have create things inside of them, so that like a wall will drop down and I'll have a giant processing unit inside of it, so that it'll be like processing, cobblestone into sand or something. Because I will probably be using a heck of a lot more sand than I realize. Somehow this project has become like 90% sand for some reason. I just am, for the terraforming, I'm using a lot more diagonals. Probably than I should, honestly. Because if we go into the minimap, it probably, yeah. Oh yeah, that's an interesting visual. Yeah. See, like, this is definitely, you can tell, like, natural coast. This is not a natural coastline. Like, you can definitely tell where somebody was involved in making this look reasonable. See, like, oh, okay. Thank you for the lag spike. See, do I want to have like, oh, that looks nice. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's the way. I like it. What is interesting is that really most of this island, this area, I haven't actually removed much sand, and I haven't added a whole lot either. It's just been mostly me moving it all around. It's like I'm a giant dump truck. Oh, heads. But yeah, so when it comes to data visualization, oftentimes there is like there's ways to visualize almost anything. The problem is figuring out what data you need to visualize the thing. And oftentimes, like for the neural network that you're talking about, where you don't necessarily know what the shape of it is really what you need to do is you need to look at like the maximum size, or like figure out what the maximum size is, and then you have to work on the visualization backwards, which is even more interesting. It took more and less time than I expected. That's funny. Yeah, no, my skill is being oblivious. So like, for a network like that, it's kind of like you have to know max size is the size before my RAM fills up. Yeah, that's the thing. And so it's kind of like you have to record, like, essentially you have to take a snapshot of the thing. And truthfully, that's what you do, is you kind of take that snapshot and then you figure out how to mod it over time to where, you know, it goes from, you know, version 0 where maybe it's just a straight line. I don't know. You know, it's, you know, 2 layers, or I don't know what your input output layer is, but goes from just that to, you know, something more complicated or robust. Oh, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going insane and just terraforming to terraform at this point. Output is keyboard and mouse. Yeah, so then, yeah. Input is the video. Yeah, and that's the thing is that you know at least what like your input and output layer is, right? Because those should be constant for the network, that particular network. So then it's just figuring out, you know, how to make the sandwich, if you will, look good. And there's different ways I've seen people visualize it. What? What just, okay. That was weird. Just gonna shave the top of this clean off. And then I think we'll also just kind of come over here and get rid of this island because we don't need it. Do 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 dee 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 lead 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 lead. I mean, so that is one of the issues with like how like AI models and stuff are trained, ironically, and like this is stuff that we're putting together because it's like not very rarely is something intentional when it comes to those things. It's more of a, oh, we didn't actually like think of this, how this thing, right, this outside problem would affect our data, right? And that's always going to be a giant problem for AI research, right? Is what are the problems inside of our data set and how can we resolve some of those problems over time? Because it's like, oh, hey, I want to run facial recognition. Well, you know, if your data set, right, if you were training it, for example, let's go to, I don't know, Japan, right? You were to train using data that your company gathered in Japan. Guess what? Your model will be really, really good at detecting Japanese people, right? It will do way better at identifying a Japanese person. Why? Because of how that model will work. Yeah, and that's the thing is what happens is then you get someone who's African American, for example, and I use that because that's just sadly one of the more common examples right now. But if you were to train your data set, well, now someone who's African American, maybe the facial recognition doesn't work too well for them, and so now you have to go and figure out, well, how can we go capture data so that we can improve that model, right? And you have to kind of intentionally go out and sample because in general, for most areas, I would guess, and this is not a, negative is saying this as like an absolute statement type of moment. I would guess that in general, racial profiles for an area are a bit more 80-20 kind of a thing. And so if you just take a random sample, you're very likely to have undersampled a portion of the population that needs to actually be it needs to be an even portion of your data set, right? Because like a human face is a human face is a human face. And so it's really like, hey, we need to be able to detect all of these common features, especially if you're wanting to make like just a, race agnostic AI or something like that, which who knows if we'll ever get there. Sadly, sadly, our world sucks and people are stupid about things like race, and it's probably going to be a problem for a nice long while, which annoys me, but there's, baby steps, right? It's crazy to think like not even a generation ago, we had much larger problems than we do today, I think, that we're not even being dealt with. And at least today, the problems we do have, at least like we're giving credence, we're trying to deal with them. Maybe not dealing with them well, but we are trying, which I think there's some credit in that. Not necessarily full credit, but there is credit. But when it comes to topics like that, it's kind of like you've got to think of the full scenario. You've got to think of history. You've got to think of the, like if we were to pull here, right? It's like, hey, how do we deal with the fact that like we know that there's a history of racism in the South, right? And how do we, when we're training our AI model for this thing, how do we prevent that problem? Just like, who was it? I want to say it was Microsoft. They made a Twitter bot. And like within a week, it basically had become like a neo-Nazi. And I was like, what the heck happened there? And the problem is that really, I think that highlighted a problem in Twitter's algorithm, in that Twitter is optimized to bring out rage bait, and stuff like that makes people mad, rightfully so. But what happens is the bot then is like, oh, well, that is good stuff that increases my engagement, so I will go say stupid things, right? I'm certain if you made an AI bot that just was designed on like really dumb statements, right? It's things that would make people mad just because they're really, really stupid, I'm certain you would kind of get a similar result, maybe. Not exactly, right? But things like that. I don't know. It's one of those things where, yeah, like we do have to consider these weird factors with AI. And sometimes, I know what the best option is? Oh, yeah. No, yeah. And that's the thing is a lot of these bots, right? They're designed with a goal in mind. And I find this is one of the things with AI that's really intriguing is how you define your goal, right? How you define success is super important because the AI will take that to the most literal sense, right? So it's going to sit down and be like, success is increasing subscriber count, right? And so now it's going to make whatever it does. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, so it's like survive. Well, okay, if my goal as an AI is to have a humanoid body and survive, then the best option is for me to launch all the nukes, because then there are no humans, and humans are largest threat. Like, there's a reason that's kind of the default thing, because yes, like, I think for any AI system, any network, right, and so it's like, hey, how do you identify a human face? Well, what happens is you overtrain on your data set in these minute features. Like, this is something to consider, is like, what happens if someone has a facial burn, right? Half of their face is seared, right? It doesn't look like the average person's. You can go find plenty of people that this happened to, but are you considering that in your training? Yeah, that's the thing, is like there's so much. Now, I think that there's some level where we can maybe add to our data sets and retrain these AIs and stuff to be better, but some of it is we need to sit down and look at how we're gathering data and work on it. Yeah, not active learning. That's not the right term. I cannot remember the term off the top of my head. but AI that is learning while it's doing its task. Yeah, I know there's a term there, and I cannot. It's gonna drive me nuts now. I'll go look it up later. What time's up? Because I do have to go somewhere here right after stream, actually. So the data is trained on. Is it's on stream? Yeah, that's the thing. That's one of the like hardest areas to train with, because let's be real, the data that, a video game is a lot easier because there are more input A causal things. But like in real world data, there is a lot of unexpecteds, unexplained, and odd things that can happen that nobody knows. You won't know that it's happening until it has happened. Like if we go back to the facial recognition problem, right? Hey, it sees a human being that has, like it can tell that there's a human there. Maybe you've made it to detect a human body, but it doesn't see face because the face is disfigured. It's not, it doesn't look like what you would expect a human face to look like. It is still a human face though. And so how do you handle that? Well, it's like, oh, hey, now it has to build up and train to not only detect, a normal person, if you will, right? Or a person who does not have burn damage, and a person who has burn damage on their face. Now, luckily, I think we can take advantage as well of additional training where maybe you do have a way of like classifying how severe burn damage was on a human face. And then you can do all sorts of stuff. That is interesting. I'm good. I have a lot of projects that I do want to get to. There's one for MNIST that I want to work on, but I actually have to spend time doing that. I'm working on getting my YouTube data pipeline actually working finally, because it's been a project that's been kind of on the back of my mind. I've only recently actually got it working because I finally figured out the YouTube API, which has not. I'm finding out more and more the YouTube API as a whole is just not really been worked on a lot. Nobody really wants to work on it, and that is interesting. Just gonna shave another layer off. That's what I'm about to do here. Holy cow! You like seriously smoothed this out. Check something. I think okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing. There's no such thing as a perfect AI model. And I don't think you should expect to, find one. I have been messaged. Why have I been messaged? What am I looking for? This website. There we go. Yeah. That's the thing. The more you train an AI model, the more oddities, and then you have to go back and make modifications to like, hey, I do not want behavior X, and you have to kind of force that. Okay. I have to use the restroom, and we're also like 10 minutes out from where I was, because I have to leave. So I think we're gonna cut it here, and we will come back maybe next week. So yeah, without further ado, this is Nate Light signing out, and God bless y'all. I need to go use the restroom.